Sometimes people do not only fall in love with a person, they fall in love with what that person emotionally represents. Welcome back to my story. This series is a reflective and honest journey through healing, faith, motherhood, survival, rebuilding, and understanding difficult experiences differently. And today I want to talk about something deeply personal, why my attachment ran so deep emotionally. I grew up in a polygamous family of 11 children, and apart from growing without my biological parents under one roof, I also missed something else quietly. I missed having an older sibling. As the eldest child, I carried many things emotionally from a very young age. And one thing I longed for deeply, even if I did not fully understand it then, was protection, was emotional safety, guidance, and a sense of being covered. So when I met my husband, I saw strength, I saw consistency, I saw someone who felt emotionally protective. And honestly, I used to tell him something all the time. I called him the big brother God never gave me. And he knew I meant it sincerely. Because emotionally, that is what he represented to me. Not only romance, but safety, friendship, protection. And for a long time, that emotional bond was real. We were genuinely close. We talked and laughed together. We moved around together naturally. People admired us as best friends. And I think this is important because many people simplify painful relationships too much. But emotionally, human relationships are layered, especially when deep emotional attachment is involved. One thing healing taught me is sometimes people are not only attached to who someone is, they are attached to what that person healed emotionally within at the beginning. And for me, he represented something my childhood had quietly longed for. This is why later experiences became so emotionally devastating because the same strength I once admired slowly became frightening. The same emotional safety I once trusted slowly became emotional intimidation. The strong man I believed would protect the family became the strong man whose silence, anger, emotional behavior, and actions created fear within the home. And to be honest, that was deeply confusing emotionally because this was not someone I hated. This was someone I respected deeply. I defended someone I loved, someone I believed in. And that is one reason many women stay in painful situations longer than people understand. Because emotionally, they are not only trying to preserve a marriage, sometimes they are trying to preserve emotional safety, identity, attachment, memories, friendship, and family all at once. And one of the hardest parts for me was even after painful experiences, even after betrayal, even after emotional exhaustion, part of me still hoped the man I once knew would return fully because I remembered who he had once been to me emotionally. But one thing I have learned through healing is strength without emotional responsibility can become dangerous because real protection does not create fear inside the people it claims to love. Real leadership does not silence people into emotional disappearance. And real love does not repeatedly use strength to overpower vulnerability, especially the vulnerability of children. And maybe someone listening today needs to hear this. Sometimes people stay too long, not because they are weak, but because the emotional attachment was far deeper and more layered than outsiders can see. I'll invite you to watch Begin Again Woman every Monday. This series helps women rebuild intentionally with confidence and clarity. Boardroom with God every Wednesday offers a spiritual encouragement and emotional grounding. My story every Friday. Here I share reflective conversations on healing, relationships, faith, motherhood, and rebuilding after difficult experiences. Follow the journey on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Take this home. Sometimes the deepest heartbreak comes from watching safety slowly turn into fear. Love you. See you soon.